Hello, and welcome to today's Baking with Chris. Today we are going to be making cinnamon buns. I'll put the recipe in the description, the link to the recipe I'm using. It's Joy Food Sunshine. So I've made these once before. I have not made them alone. They tasted really nice, if I do say so myself. I did have help from a not so experienced baker, Miss Hockey. Anyway, yeah, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. Also, how do I feel about these braids? I don't know how I feel about them. I think they're cute, but I don't think they look like they fit with me. Could also make them guitar vibes, but we'll see, I take them off. Anyway, okay, so first what you have to do is you have to get a cup of warm milk. So I just put it in the microwave for like 50 seconds. Half a cup and a tablespoon of granulated sugar. So I've got my sugar right here. And then a tablespoon of active dry yeast. So you're gonna put that in your big bowl, or if you have a mixer, KitchenAid, if anyone wants to buy me a KitchenAid to help with my Baking with Chris, won't say no. Yeah, so you're gonna put that in and just leave it, like put it all together, those three things, and then for like 5 minutes or until the yeast activates so it becomes foamy. Okay, so now that we've let our yeast mixture rise a little and foam up, we're gonna add the rest of the sugar, because you only put 1 tablespoon of the sugar in with that. We're gonna add the other half cup. Then you're gonna add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. It's around 127 grams. 2 eggs, which are room temperature, and then a teaspoon, I think, of vanilla extract. And then you're gonna mix that. Yeah. So now that we've got our mixture, it's looking a little wonky because I feel like I didn't melt the butter enough. So it kind of looks like larvae. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, looks like silkworms, which is kind of vile, kind of disgusting. And yeah, so now we're gonna add 4 cups of flour. I'm hoping I have enough flour because I don't actually know. But honestly, I always think 4 cups is way more. Like, I always think a cup is way more than it actually is, so it should be fine. So you want your all-purpose flour. Again, I don't know if this is all-purpose flour, but I'm hoping, because otherwise, well, a little screwed. So how have we all been doing? I personally, if you didn't watch my last video, have come back home to Luxembourg. Also, if you can't tell by the kitchen, because of COVID, because there was a national lockdown in the UK. Honestly, I'm kind of sad about it, because obviously I was living in London. That's kind of the dream, but also it had to be done. And honestly, I'm quite happy to be home, so I'm not that sad about it. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. I hope everyone is doing safe and well. I'm getting tested again tomorrow to make sure I don't have COVID. I got tested right as I came off the plane, but as I was getting on the plane, my mum texted me to tell me that Patrick actually had COVID. So yeah, I've been kind of stuck inside the house, which honestly I'm not mad about, because I kind of needed some time to just sit at home and be, kind of do nothing. Oh, this is a lot of flour. Anyway, yeah, so I should be able to leave the house, I think, starting Monday, Tuesday, I think. I don't know. It's not a lot of days here of quarantining, which is weird, but I guess it's different everywhere. Obviously Patrick was 13, he didn't get it by partying, he was at school. My dad had it before him, also got it from school. We, kind of gathered, like we kind of expect to get it from school. We're kind of scared Lucia has it, because she, obviously is in her last year, she wants to go to school, but we don't know. We'll see today. They're getting tested. Lufia's getting tested today, so there's Maria and my mum. and I'm getting tested tomorrow. Okay, so we've got all the flour in. Just gonna give it a mix. Obviously the dough is gonna start forming. And then we're gonna have to knead, which honestly, listen, I know a lot of people think kneading is like so tiring. I love kneading dough. Like, I just think it's so satisfying and it's just so relaxing. It's very therapeutic. Like, why go to therapy or why box when you can just knead? It is so much nicer. And you get a beautiful end product, hopefully. I'm hoping this turns out good, otherwise I'm just gonna be so fucking sad. Like, that's literally gonna be so sad if this doesn't turn out good. Oh, I also forgot, you have to add salt and cinnamon. So you're gonna wanna have a teaspoon of sea salt and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm not gonna really measure that, I'm just gonna kind of pour some in because we're kind of straight savages here. Remember, you're gonna have cinnamon in your mixture in between. If you don't know what a cinnamon bun looks like, then I don't know, search one up and then come back to me. But yeah, and then, oh, we don't want sea salt flakes, there's no sea salt. Good enough. So yeah, I hope you're all doing okay. That's kind of just a little update in my life. Now, after being back, I've kind of like convinced myself that it's April and like quarantining during April because it's not warm here, it's actually quite cold, but it's quite sunny. So I don't know, I just like have seemed convinced myself that it is indeed April 2020, not November. Guys, Biden won, just in case. And that was really random, but yeah, so honestly I was really scared. I thought Trump was gonna win. Like genuinely thought Trump was gonna win. But I'm happy he didn't. It's just because basically I thought Trump was gonna win because my whole like social medias and everything that I'm surrounded by is all Biden. Like everybody was like Biden 2020. But the same thing happened in 2016. Obviously I wasn't as involved in the 2016 one, like I just wasn't as aware. But I was so sure Hillary was gonna win because it's just like what like my social medias were and like what people were talking about. They're like, oh, Hillary 2016. Wow, 2016, that was so long ago. So yeah, I kind of didn't want to get my hopes up that Biden was going to win because obviously I wasn't on the side where I was seeing Trump propaganda. So yeah. Anyway, so we've got our mixture. It's obviously still quite doughy, as in like it's quite sticky. It just says knead dough in a standing mixer. Obviously I don't have a standing mixer until large ball is formed. Dough should be smooth and only slightly tacky to the touch. If the dough seems to be sticky and not forming a ball, add more flour. So I'm gonna add a bit more flour and then I'm just gonna try and mix it with my hand and see where we go. So now I've got the dough here. I'm just gonna knead it for a while until it's like elastic and it's made like a proper doughy consistency. And then I'm gonna put it back in the bowl that's been greased, and I'm gonna let that rise on the side for like an hour until it's doubled or something, with like a towel covering it. Ta-da! Okay, so now that I've got my dough, look at this beauty. I have to grease this bowl a bit so this won't stick to the sides, obviously. Okay, so it's been rising for a while. I checked on it, didn't really double that much, so hopefully it's okay and it cooks fine. I'm gonna quickly make the filling now, and then we're gonna assemble the cinnamon buns. How exciting! Woo! Okay, so for the filling, I've melted some butter. Here it says a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, and 6 tablespoons of butter. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some cinnamon and some brown sugar in here. And we're gonna roll out the dough, spread the filling, roll it up. But we're gonna knead the dough a bit and then, yeah, you get what I mean. And then let's see. So, that's fun. so now that we've got them just lined up like that, you're gonna put a towel over them and just let them rise a little for about 30 minutes while I preheat the oven. So excited! It's the oven over there. We're just gonna let it preheat at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so around 180, a little less. So I've got them in the oven. They're nice, they're ready to cook, they're cooking. They rose. Well, they didn't rise, but like they proofed for a while. Okay, you can turn it around again.
I knew it. Crispy! That was literally my first
I know. I never said no. I just didn't reply to you.
That looks fat. That looks so good.
Do they not look cooked?
Oh, Patrick, they're pouring everywhere!
Wow.
Do they look uncooked? Should I leave them for a little bit longer, I think? They look a little pale.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I think they're good. Maybe a little bit. Maybe in the grill. But they look so fat and lovely.
Okay, so I've put them back in for like probably another few minutes, just because they don't look too cooked.
I'm really excited to eat them all. They look really good. I told Louise that you were making croissants, so now I have to update her, which is going to be an awkward conversation to have. So not very happy about that, but what can you do?
Okay, so that was my little cinnamon bun, bake with me, I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little taste test for you guys, see how they turned out. I put them on the grill for the last like 2-3 minutes because they just looked really underdone, and the pictures, I'll add a picture I might have added it. I don't know when I'll add it. Maybe now. But they look a little burnt. They're not actually burnt, they're just like a little crispier on the top, but my camera just, well, you know. Anyway. Okay. It's actually really nice. They didn't turn out like the other ones. I think again it was the extra butter. I'm gonna start buying them. So I'm very happy with how these turned out. I would 10 out of 10 recommend that you try making these. Again, I'll put the recipe in the description box below. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'll be baking more. Yeah.